You probably heard everything about how to make a room feel cozy. Buy a throw blanket, candles, arrange the pillows, and yet still feels average. Just with more stuff in it. In fact, so many items might be stressing you out even more. That's because coziness isn't about things, it's about what your nervous system feels. The key is creating a sense of safety. Once you understand it, you can engineer it. Here's a crazy fact. The part of your brain responsible for you feeling comfortable or anxious in the space, the amygdala, is ancient, and it still believes that you are living in a cave. It runs the same software. There's a theory called Prospect-Refuge theory, and the idea is simple. Humans feel safe when they have refuge, something protecting their backs, and prospect, the ability to see what's coming over the horizon. Think of it like sitting with your back against a wall, having everything under control. There's nothing to come behind your back. You didn't choose to feel this way, but this is how your brain adapted in order to increase your chances of survival. The bedroom plays a crucial role. Where your bed is placed. If your bed is placed floating in the middle with nothing behind it, your brain never relaxes. It keeps scanning the background behind the scenes, alert to potential threats that can happen, and this is something very exhausting. But the bed position is only half of the story. The size of the space around it matters just as much. Cozy rooms don't feel cramped with stuff, and there's a neurological reason why it's better this way. Higher ceilings make your thoughts more expansive. That's great for a creative studio, but not ideal for sleep. Lower ceilings, or the illusion of them through canopies, darker paint, or heavy curtains, make your brain feel more relaxed and grounded. Less wandering, less anxiety. This is why cocooning feels so good. When you put a duvet over your head, you're reducing the amount of space your brain has to worry about, and that allows you to relax. It's the same principle to keep in mind when you're trying to make a room feel cozy. And that cocooning instinct doesn't stop at your space. Your body craves it through touch also. Your skin has two types of receptors. One figures out where things are, and the other, called C-Tactile Afferents, detects how a thing feels. These receptors respond to soft, slow-yielding texture by triggering oxytocin, the same chemical released during a hug. This is why a minimalist room with concrete floors and a thin mattress can be beautiful but also psychologically cold. It's why interior designers recommend layering textures like velvet, wool, and linen. It gives your body the tactile experience it needs to relax. The once viral weighted blanket is also a great example. The deep pressure feels like a hug, which signals the autonomic nervous system to shift from fight or flight into rest and digest. The stress hormone cortisol drops, melatonin rises, and the room feels safe. So you got the space contained and the texture right, and then you turn on the overhead light and undo all of it. The enemy of coziness when it comes to lighting is overhead lighting, and the reasons are biological. Your retina has special cells that respond to blue light by suppressing melatonin to signal that it's daytime and increase wakefulness. That's what your overhead light is doing to your brain at 10 p.m. Warm light instead, anything below 2700 Kelvin on the color temperature scale. For example, amber or candlelight tones does the opposite. The science behind it is fascinating. The colors indicate that the sun has gone down and it is safe to wind down. In fact, for most of human history, the only light after dark was firelight. And that's what your biology expects. The fix is simple. Layer light. Ditch the main light in the evening and use table lamps, floor lamps, and maybe some fairy lights. Another biological trick is to place the light sources low, below your head level, because it mimics a campfire. The shadows that form around shrink the perceived space, making you feel more enclosed and safe. But light doesn't work alone. The colors of your wall are either helping it or fighting it. White walls feel clean, but not cozy. Here's why. In low light, which is exactly what makes a room feel cozy, white walls reflect everything. The room stays bright, edges stay sharp, and your brain stays alert. Dark colors instead like deep greens, navy, charcoal, warm browns absorb light, so the corners disappear and the walls seem to move closer. This creates the feeling of being wrapped instead of exposed, which is the cocooning effect we talked about earlier. Although it makes the room feel a bit smaller, that's actually what you want when you're trying to make a room feel cozy. If dark colors feel too heavy, healthy neutrals work in a different way through biophilia. Sage green and terracotta, for example, are associated with elements in nature and signal a safe, resource-rich environment. They can lower cortisol in a measurably different way than colors that are cool, whites, or grays. But the story doesn't stop here, because your brain has two more senses quietly assessing threats in the background. Hard floors and bare walls make sound bounce. Your brain, even while you are asleep, is constantly monitoring auditory threats. A cozy room does the opposite. Think like rugs, curtains, upholstered furniture, even a stack of books. They absorb sound. A cozy room doesn't feel loud. If you live in a noisy place, playing pink or brown noise in the background through a speaker can mask the sudden sounds and give your brain something steady and predictable to settle on. Constant random noises feel threatening, but rhythmic, low-frequency noises feel calming to your nervous system. And lastly, smell. Lavender works well because it contains linalool, which directly potentiates GABA, your brain's main calming neurotransmitter. But vanilla and sandalwood are arguably cozier because they trigger emotional memories of warmth, safety, and childhood. Use them consistently and you will eventually feel relaxed just by smelling them. The moral of the story is that a cozy room is about making your nervous system feel safe, more than any particular decoration. If the walls feel close enough, if you have refuge and prospect, if the light signals that your day is over, the textures comfort your sense of touch, and the room feels quiet and the sounds are controlled, then there's nothing to worry about, and that's what a cozy room feels like. Think of decorating as building a space to support your nervous system. You're building your brain a visual argument that it is safe to finally rest. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks.